Hello everybody, welcome back to Wednesday Fitness. Today I'm going to be sharing my food meal prep, or it's a food haul all at the same time because I literally went grocery shopping at Meijer's, Trader Joe's, and at Aldi's. I spent around at each store $20. So it was really simple stuff that I needed. I'm going to be making 4 different dishes. I'm making mainly soups. And not adding any of the salt until afterwards, just because I find that it's much better to do that when the food's already been cooked. But this is something that's pretty simple. I'm making first an udon soup, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, making the udon soup, I have my bag already ready, and these ones, the noodles are already packed away, but I'm gonna unpack them and put them into my gallon bag just because I like to have them all together so I don't end up forgetting about the noodles later. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this all together. I'm gonna start off with my fried tofu triangles first to put into the bag because I love fried tofu and I want to get my protein in there, and I like to just chop it up a little bit because these actually do expand and they get fluffy when you put them into soup, and so I like to cut them in half so that way just, you know, everybody gets a little bit more than just like one big piece. So it is up to you however you want to get these. Generally, you can get these at the Asian market. That's where I normally get all of my Asian ingredients. You can find some things, but this definitely you don't find over anywhere other than the Asian market. Now I'm going to add in my snow peas. I'm going to wash these and be right back. So these are snow peas. So what we like to do with these is you want to chop them and make sure that you pull any of that kind of piece on the edges, because sometimes they could be really hard and we don't want those pieces. So I tend to remove mine just so then that way when you're eating them you don't have like this very thick piece that you're chewing on. It's all nice and soft. So you just you peel it again, and sometimes you might get both sides and you might get like this thick piece. So that's something we do for the snow peas, but it is not, not like it's mandatory. Everybody can cook. You can just toss them in if you don't mind them. I personally like to remove them, and it makes it easier to eat, and you don't feel like you're chewing on a lot of, it's very fibrous, let's put it that way. So up to you. Right, now that I have my snow peas inside this bag, I'm gonna go ahead and toss in my bok choy. So I've already washed it and cleaned it, and now I'm just gonna do a little quick chop to it into these simple cubes and toss them into the bag. And then I'll add the rest of the ingredients. This is quite simple to do, and even though it might seem like a lot to put into the bag, the gallon bag will hold. It'll definitely because remember, once you cook it into an Instapot, all of this is going to wilt, and so it's not as much as you might think. So you can pack in the greens there and just stuff it. I'm gonna stuff my noodles in between it because, like I said, when I dump everything out, I kind of want the noodles sort of in the middle. So I'm actually gonna do that now, so that way when I put it into my Instapot, it's gonna wind up being in the middle. It's not gonna be overly solid because there's no liquid in it, and that's why I prefer not to put the liquids in. Now some people prefer doing that. I'm just not a fan of it. Okay, and that's pretty much everything, and then I'm gonna now put in my seasonings, and that will be the completion of this little udon soup that I've put together. So I decided to add a few more things into this gallon bag. I'm adding in the green onions, which I almost forgot to do. So putting in some green onions in here, and then I'm gonna add in 1 carrot chopped up loosely in here as well. I forgot about the cilantro, so it's a little bit more than I thought. I was like, oh no, I forgot about some of these. But everything should be able to fit inside this gallon bag with no problem. And like I said, I don't add the liquid until day of, just because it makes it so much easier to not have everything stuck together, and everything pretty much freezes pretty well. I just kind of want to just shove it all in there. It's fine. And then I loosely chop this up. This is basically the cilantro that I'm tossing in there. And I like to have cilantro in my Asian dishes. Oh my gosh, my English just failed me there. All right. Okay. So I'm just gonna take that, put that right on top there. Okay, I'm gonna add in a spoon of miso soup paste. Just a nice handy dandy spoonful. Then I have some mushroom umami here, and I'm gonna toss some in there and just sprinkle a bit in there. And that's it. And then you just Ziploc everything and keep it in your freezer until you're ready. This next dish is a vegetable kale soup, and I already had frozen mushrooms, so I went ahead and threw those into the gallon bag. And this one's gonna be pretty easy. I just took some garlic that I have, which I'm going to chop up and toss into this bag as well, so it's all done. Make it a lot easier if you already bought those like pre-chopped or pre-minced, but I kind of like being able to have none of the extra oils that they put on a lot of these mint stuff, and some of them could be with water, but they do add obviously a chemical to help preserve it, so it's really up to you. This one just says garlic and it doesn't have anything else other than, so I kind of like that idea. And so I'm going to do a little bit more because I love garlic, and I feel like you can't go super wrong with it. Of course you can overdo it, but I feel like with this dish it's a soup, so the garlic's you're gonna want some herbs in there. And I'm using pretty much the same similar herbs, just because then it makes it that much easier when you're packing everything. And if you have extra, you can basically, you know, toss it into another dish or make it up as you go, up to you. And we just put everything into the gallon bag. Okay, so now we're gonna get in our celery here, just nice loose chops. Pretty simple. Alright, and toss that into the bag. Okay, and now we add in our carrots. And you just kind of want to pack it in there really well, because like I said, we're doing a lot of different veggies. I had some frozen potatoes that I had chopped up already, so I'm going to add a little bit of that into here because I will be also adding it into another dish, so I'm going to leave this one for it. I had a zucchini and a yellow squash. I'm going to go ahead and chop these up to get them inside this soup. Really, I think we're coming near to the end of how much I can actually fit into this gallon bag. So it is definitely up to you on how much you want to add into here. I think I'm getting pretty close, so I might be just coming up on this. Just about. Awesome. Okay. Looks like that is coming to my near max of what I can put in there. I think I might want some cabbage, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put some cabbage in this one. Just a small amount. I don't want too much. Just want a little bit in there. Okay, well, I think I could do just a tiny bit more. Let's see here. Okay. Good. Let me get my cilantro in here. All right, and now for our seasoning, I'm going to be using McKay's vegan chicken broth. And I'm going to do 3 tablespoons, which basically is just a regular house spoon. And I'm going to toss 3 of that in here. So 1, 2, and 3. And toss in some Italian seasoning in there as well. So just opening it up. Doing a bit in there. And I'm going to add in some leftover tomato paste that I had. It is only half a container, so that's all I'm using. So I'm just going to scoop the rest of this up and put it in there. All right, good. And there you have it, pretty much it. And then you just lock it up and put it in the freezer. Okay, this last dish does not require a lot of chopping. It is mainly going to be focusing on the chili and the cans. So that's kind of a nice thing that these ones are this one's pretty simple, I think, compared to all of them. You don't have as much chopping to do. You can just sort of toss everything and be done with it. So I just did some fresh green onions, and now I'm using the vegetarian Hormel chili, and I'm dumping everything in here. And then I'll be chopping a little bit more of fresh garlic because I do like garlic. So I'm going to just do that real quick, get some of the garlic chopped up, just a small amount, not a lot, because I don't want to overpower anything. So we're just going to do a loose chop, and we'll probably eat this throughout the next week or so. And something super simple and easy to throw together. Okay. Now I'm going to dump this right into the bag. There we go. And then I'm going to add in some black beans. Now that I have that drained, I'm going to go ahead and put in my black beans. And now I'm going to add in my pasta. I'm just going to add it in because this is going to cook all together and be frozen anyways, so it's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and toss it in. Probably about half of that. And then I've already written down how much water I'm going to need to add to this. And I said 2, and that's pretty much it for this dish. Okay, now, like I said, you can add more seasonings to this. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of my chicken powder because I don't have a vegetable broth. Now I could add that later if I want to. I'm just going to add a little bit of this in there, and then I'm going to add my chili seasoning to it as well. I'm going to go ahead and add some of my garlic powder here. Add in some onion powder. Some chili powder, just a smidge because I do not want too much chili there. Add some paprika and some cumin. And then now I'm going to pack it up and be done with this pasta dish. I like to get as much of that air out as I can, so I can fit it into the, and there you have it, just like that. And that's all set and ready to go. And there you have it, 3 simple meals. And with that said, may you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care, guys. Bye.